This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by the backlash is underway. Just a few weeks into office, New Hampshire Republicans in the State House are already besieged by the authoritarian press. The attempts to weaken New Hampshire's red tide will probably be continual and will probably be hysterical in some cases. It can also be counted on to raise legitimate concerns in some cases. For now, the angry authoritarians are busy bunching their panties over their readmittance of civilian firearms into the House gallery and other areas. Authoritarians in the educational bureaucracy have indicated they may stop sending field trips to the State House, even though the House is basically just reverting to the level of freedom it had a year or so ago. I think it would be just fine if the Manchester School District stops sending kids to the State House. Those trips cost taxpayer dollars, and kids have a way of being used as props when they enter government buildings. There are, of course, more legitimate concerns regarding the Republicans' use of their newfound predominance. Democrats say Republicans are unfairly trying to get a state rep thrown out simply because he's a Democrat Party operative, employee, higher up maybe. As crimes against humanity go, being an operative for a political party is probably not as bad as it can get. And I'm not sure we'd want reps being kicked out because they're higher ups in the New Hampshire Liberty Alliance either. So maybe Republicans are overplaying their hand on this matter. But where they're right, we have an opportunity. Those of us who are freedom activists.
It might be moved up to the head of the calendar.
What I would recommend doing, at least if you live in New Hampshire, is this. Head to nhliberty.org, take a look at their legislative report card. It should enable you to find a couple of pro-liberty Republicans in your district. There are quite a few of them now. Then shoot them an email or a phone call and thank them for whatever they're doing that's pro-liberty. Urge them to hold strong. I think this kind of activism has an advantage over just showing your opposition to bad politicians. First of all, I don't think there are very many people who will call a politician to support them or email them, so you'll probably stand out. It will also make you more listened to later if you have to contact that rep with opposition. It's important not to get complacent just because a lot of pro-liberty folks won this time. The pendulum will eventually swing the other way. Another activity that I think would have a disproportionate positive effect would be rallies in support of these pro-liberty reps whenever they come under attack. Rally is probably too big of a word. I'm just thinking a little protest because, again, even a small number of people protesting in favor of a rep or two or 100, that's unusual. People at the State House are used to saying protests against things.
Name your cuts! Name your cuts!
I think you standing there with a sign in favor of liberty reps would be twice as effective as you standing there with a sign opposing authoritarian reps. I would just urge caution about supporting any piece of legislation because usually even pro-liberty legislation has something in it that's bad. There's always unintended consequences. Keene, New Hampshire, the capital of libertarian civil disobedience. The folks over at freekeene.com believe this is the place you should be if you believe in peaceful non-cooperation. freekeene.com invites you to the beautiful hills of western New Hampshire and invites you to join their peaceful evolution. freekeene.com